struggle into prayers is very important. Today, I have lost a very dear friend, brother, and classmate, Bisong Siri. My condolences to the entire Bisong family. I'm thinking especially of the kid sister Bisong Nuela, who is in total pain and agony today. Bisong Siri died in the senseless war. I call it a senseless war in Lebialem, in Menji, and you'll be shocked with that guy's story. In fact, I see him as an Anglophone hero because he had refused to go to Lebialem. He complained, and is somebody who is liberal. For all those of you who know him from JHS Limbe. I would display his picture here soon. It is a big blow to all of us ex-students of GHS Limbe. Just want to announce to you sadly that we have lost a very vibrant and illustrious classmate, and of course it's a big loss to those of us, his friends. There's no doubt he was in the military. Sylvester, are you getting me now? But, you know, as you must have heard, Bisong Siri was in Manfe, in Manu, where you can't really blame these guys. Normally, we advise a lot of them to defect, but he went on the command of the soldier of the blood-sucking regime, and he was in Manfe, where during his time, he protected his people because he didn't shoot at nobody. I'm aware of that. And he was transferred to Lebialem. They said they were going there for just a week, and they were going to change him or change them. And he stayed there for more than 1 month, and every day they would complain why the government is not keeping to its promises. And Bisong Siri was shot, and he died alongside 3 other colleagues in the battle that my brother just reported. Though I think he underreported the figure, he said 2, but there are actually 4 persons, and there are about 12 wounded. And it was the problem is this about this war. I want to say something. I want to say my heart bleeds, but congratulations to the fighters, those defending homeland. And I think of Siri as I do this live video. I dedicate this live video to Bisong Siri and his family, and to say that it is a wake-up call to all Anglophone soldiers in the military that Mr. Biya doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about you and I. Mr. Biya doesn't bother about who is dying, because there is a calculated attempt by the Minister of Defense to send only our Anglophone brothers so that we die amongst ourselves. In this case, what are we supposed to do? It's a senseless war where if a man who calls himself a president actually thinks that his so-called Cameroon is one and indivisible, why wouldn't he come down from his high horse to come for dialogue or negotiation and stop the deaths of innocent people? You must have seen a lot of horrible pictures on social media. Those pictures are not man-made. They are real pictures. Every day somebody is dying. Every day bullets fly left, right, center, wonder bullets, and they hit young children. Every day soldiers will break into houses and then deliberately shoot at innocent civilians. Bisong Siri, your death is a blow to me. And I don't know, I've been crying since morning, and I've personally sent my condolences to some of the family members I succeeded in getting through with. My brothers and sisters, while you join us, you share, let's build a platform and get the momentum going. I want to say this very important thing to all of you who are still in the government. Do you remember that before today, a single gendarme or soldier could effectively control and order over 1,000 villages? Do you still remember that the Lebialem particularly in Bechati, used to have only 3 or 4 gendarmes, and they will control the whole of that village and other neighboring princes. Do you remember that Kendem had just about 6 gendarmes, and Kendem Gendarmerie control the whole of Awanchi Biteku. By Awanchi Biteku, I'm talking of Kendem itself, that has Angwa, Takandie, Achi Likre, Owembe, Ngasang, and Omen. It will control right down to Bokwa, to Etoko Mai 27, to Etoko Mai 22. It goes right to Nchemba. Kendem, that very gendarmerie, controls Mbeme. It controls Fonjo. It controls Nomba, Baton Nomba, Amebusu, Bakumba. It controls Chinda. It controls Egbemo, Tamfu. You can name those villages. It controls all those villages. I mean, one gendarmerie post. Go to the gendarmerie post in Widikum. It will control Widikum. It will control Grascam. It will go up to Bamben, Dishe, Bifang. You can imagine. Take the small gendarmerie post at Tinto that used to have my friend the commandant, who if I get him, I'm going to get him arrested. That's for sure. The small gendarmerie post in Tinto, which is the headquarters of Upper Bayan, used to control the whole of Tinto with as few as just 4 gendarmes, protect the Dio, controls Bakebe, controls Tali 1, Akatati, Tali 2, controls right up to Fortabe, that line to Fortabe, to Akriba, to Intenimbang, and so on and so forth. You can imagine. Look at gendarmerie post, how they used to control. I'm coming with an anecdote. Today, 4 gendarmes will control all these people, and they can effectively dismantle a situation when there's a problem among civilians and thousands of people are gathered. One gendarme, without pulling up a trigger, can solve a problem. But what is happening today? Even a whole battalion is unable to stop a problem. It means that there is a huge problem. Today, the gendarmerie post at Bechati, which does no longer exist, was increased to 10 gendarmes. That of Sabis has been reinforced. Kendem has been reinforced everywhere. This should tell the government officials that somebody is telling us here that at Ingi, only 1 or so control the whole of that area. That's in Andek. So you can imagine. What about those in Batibu? Now, there is complete loss of order, law and order, and that's a fact. And that's a big plus to the Anglophone struggle. Mr. Biya will think that this fight is probably over. No. Listen, this fight will never be over until Southern Cameroon gets independence. And I'll make some very serious points here. When you join, you share. We will fight and fight until we die fighting or get that independence. Never give up. I want to appreciate anybody who is coming up on social media with any further divisive talks. I think you are wasting your time. We have spent months on social media quarreling, but I think that all the activists have realized that there is no time. I want to urge all those activists who bring controversial things to come and publish that we don't have time for those things again. This is the time to concentrate and be our brother's keeper. When I usually report and I draw facts, I used to usually be worried. I'll be worried about the issue of unity. And now I've seen that somehow we are getting to that point. And we want to say that all activists on social media, we are winning this fight. We are winning this fight and we must win. And I urge other activists to take the stand. I've discussed with my brother Mac, and we think that there is need for absolute collaboration, especially activists. There is no need fighting ourselves, because we are already winning this fight. The whole of Southern Cameroon is ungovernable, and that's how it's going to stay. I've lost my brother and my friend in Menji, Bisong Siri, and I've cried, but it's something worthwhile. He didn't want it. He didn't want that, but the government forced him, and today he's dead. It's a sign to all people in government Let me, before I go to the Cris case and other issues I have in mind, let me tell you the story about the delegate who was killed in Lebialem while he went to take do some survey on Paul Tassong's burnt down residence. That guy had relocated. He received a call from his minister to go there and do that job. This is the saddest part of the story. He went there and he was shot dead. Do you know what happened? The government abandoned that guy. This is a message from one of a very reliable source. I will not call the name. Government abandoned that guy, and his batch was the one that took responsibility of the burial. That guy was buried just recently. I don't want to give a lot of details so that it doesn't look funny. Government, Mr. Biya's regime did not give 100. You remember the delegate who died while he was going to do some estimate at Paul Tassong's residence? He was abandoned. His former colleagues contributed 60,000 francs each, and that amount came up to something very substantial. That let me see. I think I should give some little bit some kind of details. He's from the West region. The guy who was killed, he was buried in the Changsop division. That's in Menwar division in the West region, as I just got from one of his classmates or friends or confidant. And they say it's in Bisengla village. That's where he was buried. His classmates, there were 89 of them in their batch, and he died, so they were left 88. So 88 contributed 60,000 francs each. That's how they did that guy's burial. The government did not contribute a franc. What is this telling people in government? We should understand one thing. The SDO for Lebialem got shot. He's still with 2 bullets in his head. He left the L'Hôpital Central of Yaoundé and he was simply put on retirement. That's his benefit. So for those of you who are supporting this government, Biya does not care. I ask you that, what are you doing supporting a man who has cut his age? Biya should be 90 years above. Forget that 80 something. A grandfather who cannot think. A Biya will surely be on diapers at his age. Biya does not know nothing. He doesn't think. And you people are listening to Biya. Look at my friend and brother Cyril. Cyril has gone and died. I also hear one of my friends is the commander in Lebialem. We used to be classmates in GHS Widikum. I got that information. When he dies, I'm going to still come and announce. My heart bleeds particularly for Bisong Siri, because Bisong Siri was my classmate in GHS Widikum. I'm thinking of all of us. He used to be sports prefect. I was public relations prefect. We had the same batch with Ngole Manwe, Bisong Hanrin, and my wife is trying to whisper something to me because my wife was my classmate. Baby, what are you saying? No, what did I say? Oh, no, GHS Limbe. I said Widikum because I also went to school in Widikum. So, thank you, madam. So, I want to thank my wife especially for giving me, moral support. She's always here to make sure that I have everything right. God bless you, sweetheart. I love you so much. Well, this is not a love show though. But I was saying that Cyril was my classmate. He was sports prefect in JHS Limbe. I was public relations prefect. Are Timothy was senior prefect. Mobit Franklin, labor prefect. Ngo Emmanuel, punctuality prefect. Bisong Henry. I think Bisong Henry too was... No, Mobit Franklin was labor prefect. Then Bisong Henry, punctuality prefect. I must have mixed those two. And we're all together. We are shocked to see that our brother is dead. We, as former classmates and all Anglophones, we owe the responsibility to preach boycott of any government activity. The government does not care about you and I. Biya cares only about staying in power. Biya has raped, combed the constitution and has everything in his favor. We cannot continue like this. The time has come now. I feel so sick for Cyril. According to information that I gathered, Cyril was chatting with his sister. And the funniest thing is that, look at the relationship. We are not just brothers. I left JHS Limbe. came to GHS with to University of Buea, where Bisong Noella, Cris' kid sister, that was in the same school with us, was now my kid, my small in the University of Buea, JMC. He was a year behind me. What kind of loss is this? How can I bear this kind of it's complete nonsense. And please, I beg of you who are still in the government, those of you who are still in the government, Biya does not care. And you should know one thing. The job you're doing there is not more important than your life. I want to tell you something. Siri complained to his hierarchy. He didn't want to stay in Lebialem. He didn't want to stay in Manu either. He was not for the war. But you either stay or you're killed. I'm sure that before his death, Siri was planning on escaping. But unfortunately, God knows how he does things. It's a pain to the family, but it also helps us to pass a message across. I have a lot of my friends who are in the military who give me a lot of information. And I want to urge them that the time is now for you to leave. Do not kill your brother. If you see these francophone boys who have been sent and they are reckless, they want to kill your brothers, corner them in one position and shoot them and kill them and say that some unknown men kill them. That is what you should do as Anglophones. That's the honorable thing to do. If you are a soldier, kill your francophone colleague who wants to go and kill your Anglophone brother. That way we are solving this problem. I am saying it loud and clear that I give you the express permission and my blessings as an Anglophone, so as a soldier of Anglophone extraction or origin, to kill your francophone colleagues. If you have few of them, kill them. Let them not kill your brother. It's your responsibility. It is higher good. It is the best thing to be done. They must be killed if they want to kill your brothers. You have that responsibility. In that way, Biya will be fighting two soldiers. He'll be fighting unknown men and will be fighting you people in the military. The time has come when we must keep this particular doctrine high on top. If you join, please share and share and share. Let our brothers get this stuff. It's necessary. For those of you still as delegates, elected officials of Anglophone extraction, I have bad news for you. Those of you councillors, I have very bad news for you. That the days ahead, I'm only a messenger, will be very rough. You cannot stay anywhere with the military. They cannot protect you 24/7. You must know one thing. I want to say that I am in total, absolute support of the guys on the ground who are defending homeland. It's their universal human right to defend and fight for themselves. I want to seize this opportunity to urge everybody in the diaspora that it is your singular and permanent responsibility to buy guns and cartridges for your brothers back home. You have the right to buy them for them to defend themselves. I am not preaching violence, I'm preaching self-defense. That you must buy guns and bullets. I don't call it granite. I'm here in the United States and I want to be quoted at any point that I have the right as a journalist to teach people how to defend themselves. You have the responsibility to buy guns and bullets and give your relatives back home. Quote me anywhere. My name is Eric Tatotano. I have said it and I'll say it again. Look at the little child. For those of you who don't know, there's a picture that's going viral on social media. I don't disagree with anybody. Some say it's Bello, some say it's Widikum. You see the little girl whose face has been shattered. No, that picture is not Bello, it's not Widikum, but the picture is real. That picture is baton number. I will tell you a small story. Baton number is a quarter. You either call it baton number or you call it number by 42. It's a quarter under Number Village. Number Village has 4 quarters. It has number my 49 itself. It has Ati number where I went to primary school. Part of the bill of my primary school was in Ati number. It has Afu and it has Baton number. and the next village is Kendem. Number is that first Upper Bayang, first Manu village, first Southwest village from the northwest. It shares boundary with Widikum at Medino. For those who know, Medino or Grass Camp. That little child was shot on the leg and in her face in Baton Number when they went to look for one of my friends. They call him John Bosco. His real names are Tano Walters. The military he's claiming that he's a fighter, and they went to kill him. When they got there, they didn't see Tano. They saw that little child, and the little child said, she knows nothing about how can you shoot a child. Initially, we thought she was dead. I'd published that. And I've had confirmation from the family that she's not. She's receiving treatment somewhere. You must have seen my brother Aya has posted, though there were some discrepancies about the way she was shot. She was shot in Bato, inside the house. It was not accidental. They got into the house, shot her on her leg, and then ongoing, they shot a bullet on her face. How can you do that? How can they do that? And you people tell us we should stay quiet. Who sees that and stays quiet? That's what I'm asking you. Let me tell you something. Yes, Bishop Siri is dead. That little child, I call her my niece. That is my village. It's not news. Listen, if you stay in the we don't want to get any more noise on social media. It's enough, and we need to concentrate on defending ourselves. All these conspiracy theories must stop. You have the responsibility to make your contributions. Buy weapons for your family members to defend themselves. There are hundreds and thousands of people in the bushes as refugees. People have been internally destabilized. Homes and villages have been burned down. Listen, you have caught me anywhere. You owe your family member a good gun to fight when the soldiers come. I am saying it here in the US. I want the American government to take note that I have said it. That the people of Southern Cameroon need weapons to defend themselves if the international community is not coming to intervene. My friend is dead from a senseless war, and you people think this is a joke? She raised my brother. That little child, what has she done? Listen, there is no more time for joke. We will either fight and fight until we die. What do you think these people deserve? That little child, you shoot a child on her face, an unarmed, innocent child who knows nothing about the war. You shoot her because she has no information about an independent man who goes about his businesses. What would my child know about the things I do? It's like you come and ask my child that, when was the last time your father slept or had sex with your mother? You expect my child to answer? Let me tell you people something. You have to buy guns for your relatives back home. If you don't do that, they will kill all of your relatives. The Ministry of Defense has ordered the soldiers to kill every Anglophone. Whether you are a child of a month old, you are a mother, you're 60, you're 80, you're 20, you're 10, you're 15, you're male, female, crippled, lame. Whatever you are, you have been ordered to be killed because it's a genocide. My friend is dead. How can Siri die for a war he knows nothing about? We don't have any more time for these social media talks. Everybody, you have the responsibility to buy weapons for your brothers. You see, I used to sit on same decks with Siri, and now he's dead for a war he didn't bargain for. Look at the child, the face is shattered and everybody's saying shit. We no longer have time for all this. We have to buy weapons for our friends and brothers. They're going to kill everybody. Everybody's going to die. The international community cannot help us. And the government is opening up campaigns to destroy our struggle. There is no more time for social media fights. We have only one thing to do, buy weapons. I don't want to call them granite. Listen, if I want to get jailed in the United States for using the word weapons, it doesn't matter. Why do I live? when is my life more important than Cris? Cris was the head of his family. His father is dead and he takes care of his siblings. Now he's dead in a war he knows nothing about. And some people think we have to keep talking about Granada. No, we don't have no more time to fight. And you either buy weapons or you contribute for your friends and sisters, or you get everybody killed at home. I am so broke, man. I got the news of Cris and it was like a shock to me. How can Cris die? How? And Cris died exchanging messages with a sister. Oh goodness God. Listen, let me tell you something. There is no more time. There is no more time. You either stop this noise in the diaspora, you buy guns and get this war won, or we all die. Look at those who are in jail. Look at the refugees in Nigeria. Let me tell you something. I don't know what else to say, but I have never gotten up with it. Even my cousin who was killed in Kendem didn't touch me as I saw Cris and exchanged messages with family members. And Cris died talking to the sister. Let me tell you, God, we have to buy weapons. I want to urge the interim government, urge Gov't that this is the time for unity. I have preached this all my life on this struggle. Listen, all these fake profiles who come on social media to write controversy, there is no more time. There is no more time. You have to buy weapons. I mean, listen, forget about this shit. We will do diplomacy, but you have the responsibility to give your sister a weapon to defend himself. You have the responsibility to give your brother a weapon to defend himself. Look at that child, 15. Look at her face. Let me tell you, let's forget the bullshit. She's never going to make it with that kind of face. It's only going to take God's miracle. Was she fighting? She wasn't fighting. It's unbelievable. That Cris dead. You get up in the morning and then you get a message that your friend is dead, your brother and classmate. Shit. Let me tell us something. If you see anybody on social media bringing conspiracy theories, report to us, those activists. We will take measures to exterminate that person from social media. We will make a campaign to get that person off. The truth is this. With all humility, some of us receive a lot of images and videos we don't share. And we look at it and we like, what's going on? You see, there's only one thing I want to say here today. For me, Eric Tataw, I want to tell all of you and those who still doubt today that we will have that independence. Listen, it's a must. And let me tell those who are still in government, quote me anywhere. If you are a delegate, a principal, whatsoever you represent on Ground Zero, as you work with our republic, please, you have to stop. The days ahead will be very dark for you. The days ahead will be very dark. I've just advised you, I will not say further. And this is another point. We would make sure we repatriate, listen, all francophones from Southern Cameroons. This, I do not want, I'm not mincing words. This is not racism. This is not tribalism. This is not a war against francophones. It's a war against the government, but we will send all francophones out. Then they will come back later when we have changed our country. And they'll get visas to come back. This is what I want to propose. I've seen a lot of my relatives die. Today is my brother. tomorrow it will be yours. It will be your friend. You don't know the pain you feel when you hear that somebody you know is dead. You can imagine. This fight, since the beginning of this struggle, very few, in fact, I can say no francophone has shown solidarity to our fight. And we keep saying that this war is not against the francophones. No. The war is against anybody who gives the government physical, financial, moral, or even psychological support to kill us Anglophones. This is what's going to happen. Quote me anywhere. All francophones must leave Southern Cameroons. If you're on Ground Zero, you live in Mamfe, in Menji, anywhere you live, don't kill them, don't assault them, but you give them a warning. If they do not accept, then we will know you take care of them in a way that is possible. Go to your neighborhoods. Any francophone that is living in your neighborhood, identify them and pack their things out. The landlords cannot stop you. They should not stay in our country. And for you Anglophones in francophone areas, if they want to leave you to stay, fine. If they don't want you, come back to your country. This is the idea. If francophones start moving there, Anglophones start coming this way, we have succeeded in causing enough chaos and the nation's cup might not hold. The idea is that they have a military strength that is above us and they cannot kill our fighters, but they go burning down villages. For us to turn this country, our country and theirs upside down and total confusion is to target the francophones in our area. Listen, if you are my francophone friend, listen to me. You have to leave. We are not sending you that you will not come back. For now, we have a situation that we must fix. And we'll start with you. All francophones should leave. Francophone teachers, magistrates, anybody who is francophone must leave Ambaland starting Monday. I want you to put on the ground to take action. All francophones must leave. If you are Anglophone there in La Republique and they want to send you back because we are sending them, that is fine. That is the intention of this campaign. There should be total chaos so that nothing should happen. And if they don't leave, please apply the law according to the Amber Shrine. You know what to do. I don't need to tell you people. You know what to do. It is never, listen, we must have this independence come rain, come shine. And I want to say one thing, that no matter what happens, if I die today because Biya has sent people to come and kill me in America, please, my life is not more important than Mami Apis. It's not more important than Akale Elvis, the Baba, the handicapped Baba that was shot in Mamfe. It's not more important than any other Southern Cameroonian. It's not even more important than the madman who was shot in Bali. Our lives are, all lives matter. Cris' life is not more important than the life of Mami Api. Mami Api's life is not more important than Cris. So even if I die today, this revolution will continue. That is why we say that we must come together as a team. We must send all the francophones out of our counties. You must buy guns and bullets. Forget this noise that you are calling granite. Call them by their names. They are killing people. Children are dying in the bushes. The international community is staying quiet. That if you don't defend yourself, there is war. And I will buy guns for people that I should buy guns for. It is my right to tell them to defend themselves. There is no rebellion here. There is no terrorism here. It is a right to defend yourselves. And those of you on Ground Zero, this issue is not a joke. I want to thank you for your endless, your endless fight. Without you, this struggle will be long dead. So, we have the responsibility to ship out all francophones. I think some call came and disrupted me. We just a minute, let me fix this with my wife. Baby, please come. We have a responsibility to make sure that we get these things right. And call Iya from there. She's trying to get here. So call Iya from there. I'm sorry, we're trying to arrange a couple of things. You know how it is. Today I'm not using what I'm supposed to use, so that's fine. So we have that responsibility to make sure that we fight for ourselves. The francophones have stayed too quiet. Listen, this fight is not against francophones. But if a man, the only way you can show solidarity is when a brother will feel, if we are one, as the francophones claim or as Yaoundé claims, and 2 regions are under torture and under hell, and 8 regions are going about their activities normally and they are making noise, then there is a problem. We must fight and send them out of our counties. The francophone must go. It is my new campaign. No francophone should function or do anything in southern Cameroon. If we do this targeted move, then you see that the struggle would change, you know. And I want to tell you one thing. There is no way we can win this fight if we don't do the things that we probably wouldn't do exactly the way we should do. Francophones are responsible for giving government the strength. They are not our enemies, but we must send them out of Ambalan. And like I have said, take it today that is your responsibility to buy weapons, guns, bullets, cartridges, AK-47, you know, all the rockets, any weapon you have in your disposal is your responsibility to give your brother in your village to defend himself, to give your sister to defend herself. There is nothing anymore like, oh, if me, Eric Tataw, the US were there, and if American government, you know, even stand for Cameroon, because if they want to do anything, like Biyadu's kind lobby, he only send Poka Kim here. I get countries where I have to go anytime I want to go. So my problem is not staying here. So I don't give no damn, because my people are suffering and I have to speak for the people. Me not activists, not kamikaze make, let's say, one twist talk, say the fear, say if you call gun, international community will tell you, say you promote violence. No violence, not the way they preach self-defense. Self-defense and violence are 2 different things. I am living in another man's country. That's the more reason why I have to fix my own country to go back to my country. The more reason why this fight has to be intensified. Look at people who are dying. I will show you some few pictures and you'll be shocked. Please, if you join the show, you share widely so that we get this message across to all those people defending homeland on Ground Zero, that they have the responsibility to defend themselves, to own guns, cutlasses, any weapon in your disposal. You have the right, because the war is on and you have been asked to be killed. Yaoundé has given an order for you to be killed. It's your right to possess weapons. You have the right to have guns. As if soldiers want to kill you, kill them and take their guns. You have the right to steal guns and keep in your houses for self-defense. You have the right to break you have the right to break into the gendarmerie to steal guns. You have that particular right to break into the gendarmerie to steal guns, rather. It's your right to break into that gendarmerie and steal those guns. It's your right to take guns from wherever you can take guns to defend yourselves. This is my self-defense preaching. There is nothing like violence when you are being killed and the international community is holding meetings and they are putting mountains of food in front of the so-called prime minister. Somebody like Tanganjipo says they will give an ultimatum. To who? Who is a Tanganjipo? You are a minister without a territory. And you think that this is a child's play. No, it isn't. So, we must get these guns down to our relatives. The interim government should up her strategy. The interim government should bring everybody on deck. All these divisive tendencies must stop. I have always said it that I respect Comrade Ayaba Cho, but I disagree with some of his approaches towards unity. Apart from that, I have not said anything other than that. And the time is now for us to even stop all this noise on social media and concentrate. All these people, oh, this one has happened here with this self-defense, they should do like this. No. We concentrate on trying to bring these fractions together. I want to tell you people that we are already gone too far, and the international community, the last 2 weeks or 1 month, social media has been calm, and the international community is understanding that we are up to something great. So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I want to end here, or I'll end the next couple of minutes, 5 or so, but let me tell you something. We would continuously say this. Let me just draw attention to this fake profile they call Cyril Nancy Diana. Fuck the IG is not a language if you are actually not a republic. We are trying to mend things and you are still trying to bring division by insulting one body. This, I don't want to see people insulting the IG or Comrade Ayaba Cho. Propose to them to come together. This is what we need. For us to win this fight, we must be collective. I always say it, and I've still said it, that we must be collective. The IG is focusing on prayer, does not make the IG weak. Ayaba Cho might be silent, does not make Ayaba Cho weak. Everybody is important in this struggle. And we need everybody to be on deck. And no matter what we do, we will probably get in the promised land. But we have to start doing the right thing now. I will say it for the last time. Before I go, I want to say that Widikum yesterday was really bloody. 4 soldiers were wounded, and that is confirmed. And the O2 has had some casualties. I'm putting all of that in a report. And of course, thank you for indicating you are right that there's trouble in Joti, in Noni subdivision in Bui. Follow that up as well. And Menji, 4 soldiers died. That is authentic. And many others have been wounded. My friend died in that incident. And a lot of people must have confirmed to you that it is not easy. I end by asking Mr. Biya one question. Which territory has he in southern Cameroon? Fako? You ask the question. Listen, look at this. Look at this analysis. In 1 week, count this number of divisions. 1, I'll name specific locations and situate the subdivisions and divisions so that you understand what I'm saying. 1, in Momo division, Widikum subdivision, in Widikum town, there's been continuous shooting. Do you have anything in that county? No, you don't have. That's 1. You go to Joti, in Noni subdivision, in Bui, still in the northwest. That's 2 division, or what we call county. Go to Manu. You had the shooting along the Bateau Road where they killed that they shot one civilian who was returning for going to his farm. That's Manu. You go still in Manu, a Mojo, the other day you got the tension, and O2 only yesterday. That's 3, Manu. Go to Ndian. You've had the situation in around on the quarters in Bamoso subdivision. That is 4. Meme, where you have Mbalangi and Ediki. That's 5. In Bonge, that's another area. You go Bonge still in Memedo, and then you go right to Tombe, where we have in Kupe Maninguba. Right up all those places. That's 6. Which other division? Of course, we talk about Momo, about Bello. That's 7. You have 7 counties. And then recently, Fako, they panic in Fako. That's 8. Then Lebialem, I almost missed out Lebialem.